May 21st in Portland, Oregon, Don Owens is going to make professional sports history come true. The biggest wrestling promotion in the history of the Northwest. Right there in downtown Portland, Oregon, in that big, beautiful Coliseum that the Portland Trailblazers can't win a game in. Now, I don't blame you, Don Owens, for paying me all the big money that it costs to bring a star the magnitude in professional sports that Ric Flair has into Portland, Oregon to defend the World Heavyweight Championship. They tell me the Road Warriors are going to be there, Sergeant Slaughter, Rick Martel, Piper, and Billy Jack. Billy Haynes, as they call him now. Can't quite get his name straight, can he? Let me tell you something, Billy Haynes. You got your name on the contract opposite mine. The only difference is under my name it says champion, under your name it says challenger. Now I'm going to tell you firsthand, Haynes, you remind me of a lot of women I know with a full sweater and an empty head. In other words, brother, you got that big, beautiful body. But you got nothing upstairs to make it go round and round the way it should go. That's the difference with you and between you and me. I'm not only custom made from head to toe. I'm not only the finest wrestling machine alive today, but I got something up here that separates me from every other wrestler alive today. And that's the knowledge in my mind that I can beat you or anybody else. So Portland, Oregon, gear up. The biggest night of wrestling in the history of the Northwest. 12,000 people are going to be there. And Daddy, when I walk that aisle looking as only I can look, Billy Jack, you and all of Portland are going to know why Ric Flair is a legend in his own time.
NWA World Heavyweight Championship, Memorial Coliseum, May 21st, in front of my hometown.
Rip Oliver's fault that Billy Jack is not the NWA Heavyweight Champion. Look at that. He's almost out. He's almost out. He's almost out. And Billy Jack just doesn't let it drop. He pulls him right up.
Getting ready now for the entrance of Billy Jack Haynes as he challenges NWA World Heavyweight Champion Ric Flair. What you're hearing is the new theme song for Billy Jack Haynes. There's Billy Jack Haynes. And now, about to make his way through the crowd, the National Wrestling Alliance World Champion Ric Flair. Portland's own Billy Jack Haynes. And this has got to be the biggest fight of his career. Oh, there's a lot of things happening for a lot of people tonight, in and outside the ring. You can hear by the reaction of the crowd, the champion is approaching the ring. Ric Flair, and he does live up to his last name. The man does have style. He does have flair. Trying to work his way through the crowd. He's never seen anything like this in Portland before. Look at this. Look at the robe. Look at the flashy style.
of the world champion.
Ladies and gentlemen, your last event of the evening will be one fall to a 45-minute time limit. This will be for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. Introducing, on my right, weighing 240 pounds, from North Carolina, the NWA World Heavyweight Champion, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Ric Flair. His opponent, weighing 255 pounds, from Portland, Oregon, Billy Jack Haynes.
Ric Flair, the familiar strut around the ring. These two men have met before in Portland at the sports arena. But this somehow seems a whole lot bigger. Maybe it's just because it is in the Coliseum. Maybe it is because there are 13,000 people. Oh, look at that, huh? That's a patented move by Ric Flair. Ric Flair has held this title longer than any man has held a world championship title. A little bit of trivia there. Billy Jack Haynes. If you've been watching Saturday Night Wrestling from the Portland Sports Arena, you saw a special tape a short while ago. Oh, look at that. He just shoves Ric Flair right across the ring. Look at the look on Ric Flair's face. So, whoa, what happened there? You saw a tape of Billy Jack working out, getting ready, getting prepared for this match. This match means more to Billy than anything else he's had before. He is ready. We saw him before. We saw him tonight as we came into the arena. Eye of the Tiger was all over the face of Billy Jack Haynes. Both men lock up again. Both men very powerfully built. Oh! He diverted his attention from Flair, and Flair caught him in the chest. A reversal whip into the turnbuckle. Oh, look at this! Here comes a body slam, Billy Jack Haynes style. It's there. Now that is Flair. As Flair got slammed. Billy Jack Haynes moving in as Ric Flair cowers in the corner over here. One right hand after another, landing on the side of the face of Ric Flair. There's another one. Here comes a hard smash into the chest. Another hard smash into the chest, delivered by Billy Jack Haynes. You can hear those. You can hear them all over the arena. Big elbow across the back. People around the ring are yelling, "Full Nelson, Billy, full Nelson." Now Flair moves Billy. Another hard smash. That put Ric Flair down. Flair's eyes are very cautious now. They have a look of cautiousness directed towards Billy Jack Haynes. Haynes blocked that when he came back with a hard smash of his own, and down goes Flair. Well, that rang his bell. Billy going for the pin. 1, 2, and Flair kicks out in the nick of time. Flair leans against the rope. The crowd. Listen to the crowd. Billy can hear him. He can feel the crowd. Billy threatening to really lay one on him. Flair shaking his head, no, no, no. And now gets Billy into the corner. Both men just pummeling away on each other. Flair driving a shoulder into Billy Jack Haynes in the turnbuckle. Now Billy just turns him around. Oh, Sandy Barr caught that. and Ric Flair caught Billy Jack Haynes. Oh, now Flair pushes Sandy Barr. Flair could get disqualified here by pushing a referee. Sandy Barr and Ric Flair may have a little extracurricular activity going here. We may have another bout going in the ring. And once again, people throw things into the ring. It's unfortunate. Now Flair grabs Billy, and outside he goes, down into the concrete. Now again, Ric Flair receiving a warning from referee Sandy Barr to back off. Let the man back in the ring. Billy Jack on his feet on the other side of the ring. Now just trying to get back in the ring, being met by Flair. There's a hard shot. And Billy Jack drives his shoulder into Flair. And now coming across with a victory roll. Flair trying to get to the ropes. And does he get to the ropes? No! Billy Jack Haynes is getting that victory roll. This could be it. He's got him 1, 2, and Flair kicks out. Oh, man, that was close. I thought that might have been it. Here comes an arm whip, a reversal whip into the turnbuckle. And now Billy gets Flair into the sleeper. The crowd wants him to change it into a full Nelson. I don't know if Billy's in position well enough for that. Flair trying to make it to the ropes. Flair just trying to get over to the corner anywhere to get out of the grasp of Billy. Billy's got that sleeper locked in on Ric Flair. Remember, this is for the belt. The NWA World Heavyweight Championship belt. Flair trying to reach the ropes. Flair reaching for the ropes. Sandy Barr pushing the ropes away. Flair can't make it to the ropes. Billy Jack still got that sleeper locked in. Flair, the strength being sapped from his body. 1, 2, and oh, man, I thought that was it. I really thought that was it. Flair put his right foot over onto the bottom rope, and that's going to force a break. Sandy Barr counted 2, was bringing that hand down for the 3rd count, and Flair put his right foot over that bottom rope. Here we go again. Another fully extended above his head body slam. Yes, sir. Oh, Ric Flair rolled out of the way, and Billy elbowed the mat. Nothing there but mat. Oh, very tough mat. Billy staggering to his feet. Ric Flair trying to get behind Billy. Flair extremely exhausted. Both men very exhausted. Flair going, full Nelson! Flair was going for a suplex, and Billy got him in a full Nelson, and Flair made it to the ropes. That's all Flair was thinking about. Ropes. Where are the ropes? Get me to the ropes in time. And they did. Billy, a hard smash across the chest of Ric Flair. Elbow coming down in the back. Here comes, trying to get him in position for an arm whip in the ropes. And a clothesline coming off those ropes. Man, I'll tell you, Ric Flair's feeling that one back to North Carolina. Woo! Yes, sir. Billy about took his head off and put it in the 10th row over here. Billy Jack Haynes in the fight of his life. Ric Flair. Oh, just ran into a Billy Jack right hand. Hard smash across the chest. Oh.
3 minutes.
Ric Flair bleeding profusely in the forehead.
3 minutes remaining. 3 minutes.
Billy trying to lock that abdominal stretch in. The abdominal stretch. That is a hold that is oftentimes a submission hold. Not this time with Ric Flair. He powers out of it. Both men totally exhausted. Both men in a lot of pain. Both trying to get to their feet first. It looks like Billy's going to get to his. He falls against the ropes. Flair very groggy. His eyes are glassy. And he just took a right hand from Billy Jack Haynes. Another right hand right to the forehead. Another one. Billy Jack Haynes just unloading. What do we say about Mount St. Helens? that just exploded on Ric Flair. Flair goes down in the middle of the ring. Billy Jack Haynes has got to start making his move with that full Nelson. A 2 count, and oh, baby, that was almost it again. We're down to 2 minutes left in this championship match at the Coliseum. Our wrestling extravaganza. Arm whip into the ropes, coming off those ropes, and Flair misses with a haymaker, and Billy Jack Haynes. Oh, Billy's leg is out over the bottom rope, so they've got to force a break there. The blood on Billy Jack Haynes, I think, is actually Ric Flair's. Billy just pounding away on the forehead of Flair, working on that cut that's on Flair's forehead. Oh, both men, you can see how tired they are. Totally exhausted. Here comes an arm whip into the turnbuckle. Oh, another powerful body slam. Now, there's the sign. There's the signal to the crowd. Billy Jack Haynes is getting ready for the full Nelson. Could we have a new heavyweight champion tonight in the Coliseum? Flying mare by Ric Flair. Ric Flair stomping and roughing and stomping on the body of Billy Jack Haynes. Flair going to go upstairs. He's going to go up to the top rope, but I think he may have a little help down. Oh, yeah, he is. A little help from Billy Jack Haynes to come on down. There we go. Oh. And he just flew the very unfriendly skies. Ric Flair did. Billy Jack Haynes, this is it, ladies and gentlemen. Full Nelson. Flair fighting it. Flair fighting that full Nelson. Billy Jack Haynes has got it. Billy Jack Haynes has got the full Nelson on Ric Flair. I think he's got it locked in. The crowd is on their feet. We have run out of time. Once again, the bell saves Ric Flair. Billy Jack Haynes just waiting a little too long to get that full Nelson on Ric Flair. Had he tried just a minute or so earlier, we would have had a new NWA World Champion. But Ric Flair will leave Portland, Oregon with the championship belt as time ran out on Billy Jack Haynes. We have gone down in history. We've made history tonight. This is Don Coss. Thanks for joining us. So long.
Promoter is out here with us. And here he comes right now, the NWA World Heavyweight Champ. His first appearance on our championship wrestling, Ric Flair. Rick, we're delighted to have you here today. And we really appreciate your not only being here for the contract signing, which is a rather momentous occasion for this section of the country, but also agreeing to wrestle here today.
Well, hey, I want to admit to you, and I want to apologize to a lot of people out there, I've had the wrong impression of Memphis. You know, I got off my jet today, and they had a real big airport here. And I even saw a couple Cadillacs on the highway as I came over here to the TV station. And you, contrary to my beliefs, from what I'd heard, are a real literate TV announcer. And Memphis really is showing me a lot more class than I was led to believe. And Mr. Marlin here obviously promotes one of the finest wrestling promotions I've ever seen anywhere in the country. And it's a pleasure for Ric Flair, the world champion, to be right here in Memphis, and I'm going to do all I can to make this promotion as successful as any promotion that I take part in.
Well, I want to say on behalf of everybody in the area that, of course, everybody knows the tremendous background and what led up to being the world heavyweight champion, winning the title from Dusty Rhodes and all. Rick, we're delighted to have you here today, and again, we appreciate the fact that you are and have agreed to wrestle here on our championship wrestling. And I think
after being in big cities like Chicago and New York and Kansas City and Atlanta, a person like myself, who obviously is a top shelf individual, is led to believe that Memphis was nothing but rednecks and low class people, and I'm really amazed. And Memphis has shown me a lot. And because, as you mentioned earlier, I'm going to wrestle on this program out of the goodness of my heart. As I said, I'll do anything I can to upgrade and to help professional wrestling. I'm going to strip myself of this $500 sport coat. I'm going to slide out all this gold, and I'm going to show the people right here in Memphis just exactly what a real world champion looks like. I know they're going to enjoy it just as much as I enjoy showing them.
Well, you mentioned something there, and And we'll get into this important thing. I do want to say that that has got to be one of the most stunning watches I've ever seen, this beautiful gold watch that Rick is wearing. And that's entirely aside the point, but I got to bring it up because it is unique. Eddie, here is the big
Everything
one.
about Ric Flair is unique. And the more you're around Ric Flair, this isn't custom made, but if I keep coming in out of Memphis with the money that'll follow me, maybe you can afford a custom made suit. But as you'll see, Mr. Marlin, big time promoter that you are, I'm going to agree to wrestle the Southern Heavyweight Champion, whoever he may be, in the upcoming future. Put the contract down here, my man. We'll make Memphis a big-time wrestling community. How's that?
Golly, I'll tell you one thing. We're looking forward to this one, and the signature goes down. And the agreement on this, Eddie, is, as I understand it, that Rick will wrestle the Southern Heavyweight Champ in the area. Okay, well, we are really looking forward to that, and while the date specifically has not been set, it will be filled in whenever your schedule is arranged where you can come in. We're going to be looking forward to that, too.
I'll be back shortly. Ladies and gentlemen, prepare yourselves, because the Magnificent One is going to show you why he wears the 10 pounds of gold that makes him the greatest professional wrestler alive today.
Well, there he is, and we'll be seeing him a little bit later in his tight, the champion out here, because he is, as a matter of fact, coming up in the next bout. He's going against young Rick McCord, and it'll be our first look at him.
He's
here.
obviously great, isn't he? I mean, you know, he sounded like he's full of confidence.
He is full of confidence.
He is
No question about it.
And there he is, right here.
Here he comes. The NWA World Heavyweight Champion, Ric Flair. Rick, can we get you, before you... Rick, can I get you to come over here just a moment?
Do you mind if I just wanted to talk to you for just a second, wish you well on your match, shake hands, and this kind of thing? If you don't mind.
Rick,
Plenty of time for that.
Okay, and I think, obviously, these two gentlemen know each other, the Southern Heavyweight Champion, Jerry Lawler, and Ric Flair, the World Heavyweight Champion.
Welcome you to this area.
What was the name?
Come on. You know me as well as you know, well, you don't know Lance, but you know, we've wrestled on a lot of cards in Florida just a couple of weeks ago. Jerry Lawler, you know that. I mean, you know, I understand completely. Look, he's got that little devilish smile there. I know Rick very well.
I agreed to come to Memphis, Tennessee, because the world champion should give everyone an opportunity to see big-time professional wrestling at its best. But Jerry Lawler, I believe they call him the king over here in Memphis, is not going to take up any time of the world champion. Now, you see there's a lot of women in this audience over there that are dying for me to slide out of the $7,000 robe. And Mr. Lawler, when I get through with, what's his name?
Rick McCord.
When I get through with Mr. McCord, I'll be back. How's
Well,
that
let me say this now. It's all, you know, it's plain to see that you are here for one reason, and that is to impress all of these pretty women that you see sitting in the audience, and there are some pretty ones. You know, I heard you say that you had heard a lot about this area, about, you know, that maybe it's all rednecks and that kind of thing down here, but I think you can see from the people here that you were misinformed. And you want to, being the world champion that you are, undoubtedly, as you said earlier, the greatest wrestler in the world today. Is that right? Well, okay. What you need to do here...
I couldn't have said that better myself.
Okay,
Thank you.
fine. Oh, hey, you won't get any arguments from me. You know, what you want to do is look as good as possible. This is the first time that you've been on this TV in this area.
Right.
You want to impress these people. You want to look as good as possible today in front of this thousands of people that are watching. Now, I'm going to tell you something about Rick McCord. Now, I like Rick McCord, and this is no offense to Rick at all, but Rick is a young wrestler. He's fairly inexperienced, and I think it's safe to say that Rick has never won a match here on this television. Am I correct?
I don't remember it if he did.
I'm not saying that as a knock to Rick. I'm saying it because the man is inexperienced. Now, were a man of your caliber to go in the ring there, you being the world heavyweight champion, were you to go in there and beat Ric Flair, and beat Rick McCord, you really aren't going to impress anybody. I mean, when you step in the ring, you wouldn't be able to walk in that audience and get one person to say that man has a chance against you.
You know, you and I just aren't communicating on the same level. You see, these people are here. I could go in there and wrestle a broom. They're here to see Ric Flair. Now, I'm telling you, I gave Memphis a little credit. Memphis has shown me a little bit more than I thought ever possible in the city of Memphis, Tennessee. But you don't seem to understand. These people over here have come to see me against anybody. It could be you. It could be, who's the little guy with the dark hair? What's his name? What do they call him?
Bill Dundee.
Oh, Bill Dundee. It could be anybody. Ric Flair, the greatest. Ric Flair, the legend. Ric Flair, your world champion, and all these people out here, world champion. So, makes no difference. You want me to wrestle somebody else? Give me somebody else. Competition is all secondary next to Ric Flair.
Rick, excuse me just one more second. You just said the magic words there. If you are the world heavyweight champion, there's no doubt in anybody's mind. You wear the gold, you're the greatest wrestler in the world today. So like you said, it shouldn't matter who you wrestle. Nobody's in your caliber, right? Well, why don't we let Rick go on back to the dressing room? And I had a match scheduled very similar to this man right here. If you don't mind, why don't you and I go in the ring? Now listen, like I said, no wait. Listen, wait a minute, Rick.
I think the folks like that.
It's obvious to you that even I'm not in your caliber. Nobody in this area is in your caliber. So when you beat me, you're going to impress these people. They will be impressed when you beat Jerry Lawler right in that ring.
You want to wrestle the world champion?
Don't you think anybody wants to wrestle the world champion?
Hey.
It's an honor for me, Rick. I would love to wrestle. It would be.
What kind of a time limit do we have in these matches?
10 minutes. One fall, 10 minutes time limit.
You want 10 minutes of my time?
I would love it. Is that all right with you?
Non-title? Get in the ring, brother.
Wait a minute.
Ric Flair has said he will go on a non-title, one fall, 10-minute time limit bout.
Let me ask you one more thing. I realize I'm taking a lot of your time here, and it's very valuable, precious time. But since I or Rick McCord up there, nobody in this area is in the same caliber of wrestler as you, and that's true because you are the one and only world champion. Since we've only got 10 minutes, why don't we really make this interesting? Why don't we make everybody out there at home excited, all of these people really excited, make this the most interesting and exciting show that there's ever been on wrestling, and put the world title up for just the 10 minutes. No big deal. You probably beat me in 30 seconds. You're the world champion.
You wouldn't be putting a little of that country jive on me now, would you?
No. You know, Lance, would I jive the world heavyweight
world champion never puts his title on TV. Number one, I don't make $500,000 a year, and I don't fly around in a big jet defending that title on local TV programs. You understand? But I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Because you're a big deal around here. Because I even saw you on TV the other night. Boy, you were a real big deal the other night. Tell you what I'm going to do for you, what I'm going to do for you, and I'm going to do for Memphis, because I think it's long overdue. You get in that ring, the belt will be on the line, and I'm going to pull you through your hoop, Daddy.
You heard it right there. Ric Flair said he would put the title on the line.
For 10 minutes, the World Heavyweight Championship is at stake in this ring, right?
That's what the man said. I didn't know you could have a 10-minute championship match. But Ric Flair has... So Rick McCord steps out. Okay, Dave, how about the official entrance? Whoa, how about this? All right.
Introducing the challenger from Memphis, Tennessee at 228 pounds, Jerry the King Lawler, and the champion from Minneapolis, Minnesota, 240 pounds, Ric Flair. This is a world championship match, one fall, 10-minute time limit. Jerry Calhoun, the referee.
Well, I'll tell you, Davey, we have often said that on championship wrestling, where the unexpected can be expected, it happened today. Okay, we'll get it clear. One more comment from Rick before we get it underway here. Yeah, Rick.
Never let it be said that the world champion is not a fair man. Lawler's a big deal in this part of the country. He's a big deal in professional wrestling. But you see, his image was all Jerry Lawler because he never was in the ring with Ric Flair. So if Mr. Lawler wants to step out of this ring and walk back there before I embarrass him, and before, really, he has to walk out of this television studio with his head between his legs, I'm going to give him an opportunity to do it. So why don't you make that clear to the audience and make that clear to Lawler. If you want the easy way out, brother, just get out of the ring, and I'll forget it.
No, let's don't forget it, please. 10 minutes, world title.
You really want 10 minutes with a world champion? Well, you want 10 minutes with Ric Flair? Daddy, you got it. Don't let Gus get on this, brother.
Oh, no.
I've tried.
We got it. Well, by golly, I'll tell you, I take my hat off to the champion in this respect. He didn't back up 1 minute. And, of course, neither did the King. Bell time, and David, here we go.
Oh, world title match. NWA World Championship belt. On the desk in front of us here, it is at stake in a 10-minute time limit match as Lawler challenges Ric Flair.
Rick takes Lawler down. Face first, moves around, and Lawler squeezes out of it as Flair is right back over to the rope. Side headlock, Flair moves around behind, takes that arm in a hammer position, but nice reversal from Lawler. Lance Russell and Dave Brown right at ringside with an unexpected bout today and an extreme pleasure of having an NWA World Heavyweight Championship match. 1 fall, 10 minutes. I said I never heard of a 10-minute championship match, but if Flair puts the belt on the line, that's good enough for me. And I can tell you this, that it's sure good enough for Lawler. Flair moves in, bangs him with that shoulder, takes it around and under. And Lawler on a reversal. Well, he didn't beat him in 30 seconds.
No, that's true. He was unable to do that. Of course, he never said he would. Lawler said he probably could, but Lawler and Flair, a couple of well-matched wrestlers there.
All right.
I wonder if Ric Flair has seen Jerry Lawler wrestle much. He said he'd seen him on TV before. Oh, Flair. Back on the ropes and shoves Lawler back away.
When I get on the rope, you move back.
Back in the center of the ring. Jerry Lawler with the headlock on the world champion Ric Flair.
Double wrist lock up top, and they're battling it, and Flair with Lawler now coming back straight up. He takes it into a standing side headlock.
Flair gave it his best shot in trying to power his way out of it, but Lawler right with him every step of the way. Shoulders down. Lawler with the shoulders down briefly. Had no trouble in kicking back over after Flair had rolled him up. Lawler hanging on to that headlock. As long as it's working, he can wear Flair down. Now Flair rolls the shoulders down again. Count of one. Lawler can make Ric Flair use a lot of energy in trying to work his way out of this hole. He fires Lawler into the rope. Shoulder not coming off of there. Flair lets him go by. Lawler ducks under. Reversal by Lawler.
Gave he's got Mr. Flair's dander up a little bit, David.
I believe you're right. All right, we've got about, let's see, 4 minutes left. 4 minutes left.
Past the halfway mark, we got about 4 minutes in time left to go, and Lawler and Flair. So that becomes a very important item, Dave.
Especially now, yeah, since we're past halfway mark.
Flair blisters him with a chop. He's banging away on the King now. Dropped down with the lower part of the leg. The referee said legal 1, 2, and Lawler kicked out of it. Lawler slipped the suplex. He's around behind on a sleeper with Flair.
We have less than 3 minutes left in the time limit.
Flair got the momentum forward and wanged into the ropes. Lawler went sliding right off and really hit his head on that floor. Outside the ring now, Flair going after Lawler on our studio floor. And we're down to the 2-minute mark about on the action. Now, 2 minutes to go. 2 minutes on the time limit. Lawler whipped in. Big elbow. The referee, Jerry Calhoun, reminding Flair about the pile driver, Dave, I believe.
You're right. Looks like that's what he was going for.
1, 2, and Lawler again. Thought he had him that time.
He was close, but Lawler able to break it just before the 3 count fell.
A little under a minute and a half to go. About a minute and a half. Crowd partisan for Lawler, obviously. Trying to cheer him on and get him going, but Flair's starting to really put the steam on him. Another 2 count.
1 minute.
1 minute. 60 seconds to go. And Lawler banged down hard as Flair again dropped straight down. Mashing that forehead. The referee didn't call it. He looked awfully close to a knee in the forehead.
Okay, now we're going to school.
Suplex. Flair straight up in the air. And Lawler crushed down on that mat at the 30-second mark. We've got 30 seconds to go. He's going figure 4 leg lock. He's got Lawler in it. And our time is winding down. That's it. 10-minute time limit is up. That's all. So the figure 4 leg lock is going to go for naught, and the bout is going to end up in a draw, Dave. As Flair will not let go.
He gave up, didn't he?
And the bout, which was an unexpected one for us here, to see the King and Ric Flair going at it. But the 10-minute time limit, which was, no, he didn't give up on it. The time limit ran out. The 10-minute time limit ran out on it, and it is a draw.
We played by your rules, now we play by mine. 5 more minutes. 5 more. Hey, no question, the world champion wants 5 more minutes, but the world champion wants the world championship.
I guess we have 5 more minutes coming up. Huh?
Referee certainly doesn't know.
Okay, well, we're off and running on it. Because Flair going after Lawler. This is an extended portion, another match getting underway as Ric Flair says, I want 5 more minutes. And Flair pounding on Lawler. Lawler taking no shots from Ric Flair. He's driven back into the corner, and the King right now being brutalized. Look out. There's that Lawler move, and he nails Flair. Lawler knuckling Ric Flair in this extra 5 minutes. As Flair holding on, Dave. Whoa. Oh, he almost kicked him right over that ring post into the monitor and on the floor, and Flair slammed. Look at Lawler go to town.
Whoa. Flair taking a breather out here, getting out of the ring. Lawler. It's been all Lawler in this second 5 minutes.
Flair grabs his belt and heads out of here. Ric Flair, after being... Lawler telling referee Jerry Calhoun that he left, count him out of it. And Jerry is right. He did pick up his belt and left.
Count it out! I'm the world heavyweight champion, right?
Because Flair picked up the belt and left in here, and it would seem to me that would make Lawler the world heavyweight champion.
Well, it's real confusing to everybody except Ric Flair. I went back and talked to him, and he said, what's the big deal? He said, show me the contract for today's title match, and I'll produce the belt. So without his word, it wasn't a title match. So he said we had to have a contract. We didn't have a contract. Here he is right here.
Just a minute, brother. Produce the contract.
Well,
Show me a contract that said I wrestled for the world championship. Show it to me. You're a big deal in this town. You're a big man. Show me a contract.
I don't have a...
You don't like it exist. You think you're talking to some country hick like this town's made out of? You're talking to the world champion, brother.
We took you for your word.
Yes, well, I'll tell you what. Take me for this, brother. You will never see the day that I wrestled Jerry Lawler. And you know why? I'll tell you why. Don't crowd me. Get in here, big man. This seems to be the only man in the whole town that I can look in the eye and believe. You understand what I'm telling you?
I hear what you're saying.
He's like me. He likes nice clothes. He likes a good laugh. He likes the soft touch of a pretty woman. And he likes money. So let me show you something, brother. Don't you walk away either. I don't care if you're a multi-millionaire, Eddie Marlin. I'm a multi-millionaire, too. Just a minute, partner.
I presume, then, that officially means that the title did not change hands. There was no title match.
Who's wasting it around? You know damn well it didn't change hands.
Okay.
It's on the waist of the world champion, brother.
All right. Well,
You know, I want to tell you something. I came out here out of the goodness of my heart. I flew my little jet in here out of the goodness of my heart, and you country bumpkins, you rednecks, tried to put something over on Mr. Cool. No way, Daddy. Not today, anyway. What did
Flair. What is happening here?
Hey, don't you worry. When I turn around, I'll tell you what's happening.
Well, in case you just joined us, this is the World Heavyweight Champ, Ric Flair, who has called this meeting with Jimmy Hart out here. Now, all right.
My personal check. And, brother, if you don't think this is as good as gold, call anywhere in the country. Anywhere. I got more money and more banks around the United States than any man alive. $10,000. You know what this is for? Because I want you to bring me the blood and the sweat and the guts of Jerry Lawler. And you, for trying to intimidate me, for trying to pull something off, are going to have to watch the slow destruction of your big-time hero. You understand what I'm telling you? I don't care if you're a multi-millionaire. You don't. Yeah, well, take this and take this. It's my word. $10,000, brother. I'll sign the check the day you deliver to me a piece of Jerry Lawler. I don't care whether you wrap it up, whether you put it in a box. I don't care. I want to hear that Lawler's got a broken leg. I want to hear he's got a broken arm. I want to hear he's got a broken neck. I want to hear Jerry Lawler is no longer a professional wrestler. And I'll tell you what, Daddy, because you're the man you are, that 10,000 is just openers. Now you, Mr. Russell, I complimented you. I said you were a real man. Well, I'm going to tell you something. I can't help but believe deep down inside you didn't have something to do with this. And because you think Jerry Lawler is a big deal, you're going to have the privilege of watching this too. Because we're going to bring in men from all over the world. And so keep your mouth shut, brother, when I'm talking. And Jerry Lawler, if you're out there, remember this, brother. You are going to belong to me as a present from this man right here.
Let me say one thing, baby. For $10,000, he might not even be alive the time you get back, baby. For 10 grand? For 10 grand? Woo!
Yeah, you came to the right one when you went to Hart, that's for a fact.
Let me tell you something. What comes out of my mouth is as good as gold. Put it in the bank. What I can't go out and get myself, I buy. And I'm buying Jerry Lawler's hide. I'm going to be very polite. Lawler, laugh, joke about this, but remember one thing. You've never come up against Ric Flair. And what I want, I get. You remember it, and you remind these people in Memphis, Tennessee, there's only one Big Daddy, and it's Ric Flair.
Okay, well, we heard it from the world's champion in a rather unchampionship-like gesture, getting Jimmy Hart out of here. He, in fact, did give him a check for $10,000. It's not signed, and he said he will sign it at such appropriate time as he has the evidence that Lawler is not wrestling anymore.